face, and in that minute, wake up once more. You have no idea what time it is. The rest of your companions around you, asleep. Yourself, washed with sweat, breathing heavy.
Do I see the sword?
You don't see it at the moment.
Can I summon it?
Nothing. Without issue, you gingerly grasp your weapon and sneak your way out of the chamber into the hallway.
I will look at the sword.
You can see the dull orange glow that emanates from the not too distant underforge, and the magma pool beneath it, kind of slightly lighting the outside of your face against the reflective blade.
Yeah. Yes. I will walk towards the pool of magma, as close as I can get.
Okay, you step out, and you can see sitting in the same chair where you first met Jeremis Dust. She is sat there, slumped forward and asleep, kind of shoulder placed against the small table to her side where the whittling tools are, unaware of your presence.
I will take the sword and hold it against my chest. And I will say, you need me more than I need you. Give it back. Does anything happen?
Make an intimidation check.
Against a titan.
23.
Ooh. Charisma.
Nothing seems to happen.
I push it into my chest.
How far in?
A few inches, maybe an inch.
Okay, so a few inches? Or
Yeah, let's go. Let's say an inch. See what happens.
The pain rocks through your body, and as you press in, your muscles tense around it, your chest contracts, and you feel the white, hot, sharp pain up through your body and into the base of your skull. And you press it in, you can already feel the blood beginning to trickle from the wound.
I'll take one step towards the pool of magma and I'll push it in a little further.
Okay. You push in another inch or so. You... So you've taken 9 points of, I'll say for this piercing damage, even though it is a slashing weapon, but it's being utilized in a piercing fashion.
PPE.
As you now step...
How close are you to the lava?
You're now like maybe a foot from the edge of it.
Probably almost taking damage from that.
Making make another intimidation check if you'd like.
Oh boy.
13.
13. No response. No reaction. The heat is burning onto the edge of your skin. Not, painfully so, but you definitely can feel the proximity.
One more step. One more push.
You are now at the edge of it. You push in further, okay.
Oh, Jesus.
At this point, as you're pulling it there, how close are you standing to the edge? Are you just like outside of the wall or up against
Just outside of it.
All right, you're standing right there. It's plunged now. It's third inch in, and that's fairly deep into your chest, and you can already feel the worry. Amongst as your willpower is there at the moment in the back of your mind. You're like, I'm getting close to vitals.
Mm-hmm.
Make another intimidation check.
Oh my god.
22.
22. No response.
I take the sword out.
Okay.
I hold it over the pool.
All right, you withdraw, and with that, it's like a gout of your own viscera, and it splatters across the exterior of the wall, and like begins to immediately sizzle and smoke.
Don't know how long I can hold this.
As the blood drips from the blade into the magma, the steam and smoke that arises from the burning of your own blood across the immediate, extremely hot surface kind of sends up tufts of smoke. And the stream gets more consistent as the smoke billows more and more and more and kind of begins to fill the space around you. The dark smoke beginning to swirl around your shoulders and around the weapon until suddenly the light begins to be choked around you. The warm, bright underglow of the light and fire begins to vanish as you find yourself surrounded in this cloud of smoke born from your own burning blood. In that moment, the pain still there throbbing in your chest numbs ever so slightly. And there in the smoke around the blade, your hand shaking, still stalwart and strong, a calmness comes across you. What do you do?
Pull the blade back and throw it.
Into the.
It disappears through the smoke. You hear the smoke dissipates in the direction of where you threw it about a moment later. And there you can see it resting and slowly sinking into the molten rock.
I'll take a step back. Does it disappear under the...
If you wait a few moments, it probably will.
I'll put my hand over the wound. Is it still pouring?
It is still bleeding, but not as profusely as it was when you withdrew the blade.
I'll wander over to the group and wake up Caduceus.
Okay. Caduceus, you come to consciousness, being somewhat gently woken by Fjord, who's currently clutching what is very easy to see, an open wound in the chest and a very bloodied hand over it.
I need your help.
Don't even, I'm not even gonna, I'm gonna put a hand on and heal that right now. I'm not even gonna ask.
Thank you.
Do you wanna?
I need to sit down.
Why don't we, I'm gonna pick him up and I'm gonna take him out of the room with all the sleeping people.
Okay.
To whatever passes for fresh air.
Fresh air would be, it's
a bit of a ways.
It's well decided, like you have to probably get close to the exit, but even then there's the smoke above.
Fresher air.
One of the side chambers or, on the floor around the underforge.
Whatever's private and emotionally
you find one of the small storage chambers off to the side.
So, how did that happen?
I threw the sword into the liquid rock.
Your sword?
Yes.
Why?
I don't like being a hostage.
How do you feel?
I honestly don't know. That sword was all I had.
Well, I assure you that's not true. Let's, God, I haven't regained my spells yet. So what am I gonna do? I would like to,
Thank you.
for what? I'm at a loss. I don't.
just for being you and coming from where you have and sharing what you know. I'm inspired by you.
For what it's worth, those words alone make me feel like leaving my home and going on this journey was entirely worthwhile. I think I've said it before. I think there are great things ahead of you. I can't imagine you threw your sword and show me where.
In the pool. I could show you.
Please.
I'll take him over to where it was.
Okay, it's no longer there. At your perceptive glance,
What's
you
there?
do see kind of.
It would leave a.
You do see what look to be maybe elements of melted metal.
I'm gonna do a detect magic. Just to see if there's a glimmer of it.
Right. The direction of the weapon, no. The anvil that sits atop the Underforge is quite magical, as well as a number of the implements that dangle from the chains around it. But from the direction of where this weapon was thrown, no.
Magical weapon wouldn't melt.
I mean, it shouldn't.
So. I think you've made a good first step. I don't think you're free yet.
What do you mean? It's in the liquid rock. Nothing could. What do you mean?
Meaning, this creature, this thing that has a hold on you, this thing that's gotten into you. You describe it as I don't know, something deep sea, something like a squid-like eye.
Many eyes.
Many
One giant eye, but more like a serpent. It's always in darkness.
I'll say you did a good. I can't imagine the battle you won tonight. Unlatching yourself from one tentacled grip of this thing, whatever this thing is that you're fighting.
Caduceus, I may be a liability now.
I entirely disagree. I think you're quite the asset. I think we're going to need you. I think if you were a liability, this thing wouldn't be fighting so hard to keep you. I think you're valuable. And I think that there are powers at play that know it.
Well, let's hope we have an extra sword in the bag somewhere. Yes.
I think we're going to have one soon. In the meantime, we'll give you something to make do with. And again, if this thing never met a creature with one tentacle.
Thank you. I'll go wander over and try to sleep.
Okay. As you wander past the Underforge and glancing in the direction of where the sword was thrown, you look up towards the anvil, and there on the front cusp of it you can see chiseled into the metal what looks to be a wreath of grain and branch and berry, and across the back of it what looks to be a tall crook placed behind it. Something about it just kind of just draws your attention.
All right.
You're not finished with this fight yet, Fjord. I think we're going to I think you're going to find your way to the light, though. I'm glad you can see it. It means you're close to the exit.
We'll see where the exit leads.
Yeah. Let's get some sleep. We've got a journey to find you a sword tomorrow.
Sure.
Night, Fjord.
Good night.
Do you want some of my
It's
tea?
happening.
Yes, please.
I'll have a bit of that, too, if you want.
Can I take one of those
Shouldn't have
skewers
passed the bit-
to go?
Around?
Toss it up.
You have something caught in your throat, Ford. Something's like a little bubble.
No, Ford. You're not doing it. You forgot.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Are you trying to convince somebody of something again?
I'm sorry to all of you. You caught on, and you've known me the longest. I haven't been entirely forthright with you. I sound like this.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I know you know.
What do you mean? Sometimes? All the time? Really?
Most of my life, yes, like this.
What was that other thing you were doing?
He was Vandren.
What do you mean he was Vandren?
My captain, Vandren, was a
Yeah.
man of great renown and respect, and I wanted to emulate him. I wanted to be him.
So you were talking like him?
Yes.
Well, I liked it. I thought it was fun.
It was charming.
I had a night, Caduceus will tell you, had another dream, not, I'm sure you'll be thrilled. I am swordless today.
Like you can't summon it or something.
No, and I'll try and summon it.
Nothing happens.
I threw the sword into the liquid steel last night.
Why?
Because that was the point, wasn't it? Yes.
I thought you loved that sword.
Were you just over it, or?
I talked to Jester just before we went to bed, and I said I felt like a change was needed, and I didn't like being a pawn or a puppet, and I didn't know where it was going to lead, and also if that's the last key before this thing is unleashed, why not just destroy the fucking key? So I threw it in.
Do you still feel like you have the balls inside you? Or are those gone too?
Well, let's see, and I will try to make myself look like Caleb.
Nothing.
What are you trying to do?
Let out a fart. No,
You're powerless?
I think so.
Nonsense. He's not powerless. He's just discovered a new power.
It happened once before. I was having dreams of Ukutoa commanding me to return and to do things, and I can't do that.
But you said it came back before.
It did. That was also without throwing the sword into a pool of lava, but yeah.
He's gonna be really
Yeah,
pissed
real
at you
mad.
for-
Wait a second. So you're weaker than before now?
Considerably, I
But
would
do
imagine.
you feel better?
I feel. I don't know.
Do you feel pure, free,
I feel
cleansed?
different. I feel less weight, and at the same time a bit less valuable, rare, different, all of those things. And I know what you're going to say. I know that you would disagree, but I enjoyed the abilities that I had.
Yeah, no. Abilities are dope.
Yeah.
You've done something almost nobody here has done. You changed. That's amazing.
May I ask a question? Why the choice to drop the accent? Is it
Was it tied to the sword?
Or did you just feel the events coincided?
Everywhere Vandrin went, he was heralded as a leader, respected. People quieted when he spoke without raising his voice. That was never quite the case when I talked. It was different. And the first time I adopted that speech and changed the way that I looked, everyone listened. Everyone was quiet. That felt better. So I figured, no, Vandrin might as well fill that void. Maybe it would suit me, serve me. I think it did, for a while. Jester sent a message for me last night. Vandrin seems to be just fine. Not looking for me or searching out anything on his own. He seems to be at peace. That is not how I felt. I don't feel at peace. That seems wrong. If what we had was the key to a great horror, evil, burying it, hiding it, I think this thing would just point the next poor bloke that falls into the ocean in its direction, and he would or she would find it. So, lava, right?
All your powers came from that sword?
But let's find out.
I didn't have any before them.
Put your hand out. Pull off the glove of blasting, and I start to pull it on. It's not an attunement.
Okay.
Yeah. Aim at the lava.
Are any of the dusts awake?
Yes, they've been cooking stretched woodland
All right,
critter.
yes, right, they're making breakfast. Do you mind if I just...
At this point, Jeremis turns and goes, just if you don't mind not, causing a huge racket or setting us all on fire, maybe.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Do you have like a wall that's less important that could take a little bit of... like a little...
Outside?
That's fair.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's go punch a mountain.
Well, don't punch him.
Walk out the tunnel just a little bit and see if
some
I can
fire.
just shoot out the tunnel.
The rays extend and blast into the side of the mountain.
But that's the glove.
Well, but it's on your hand, so you hold on to that. Where's that whip?
Over here?
Yeah. You have things that are more useful than this, but for now.
I mean, you can also have my axe.
Here, take this dagger.
I have a shield as well, if
dagger?
you like.
Here.
The whip, yeah.
I give him the whip and the axe.
Oh, no.
Going to outfit you.
Caduceus, did you have that volleyball sword?
No, he
Having that.
he ate it.
He ate it.
I hate it.
That's right.
I do have a shield, though, if...
This is more than enough.
It's
Please.
really not. You're very weak.
Okay. No, I appreciate it. I really do.
I don't have anything to give you other than drugs.
I don't need any
It
drugs.
could
the greatest gift of all,
actually maybe like
If you do
know.
enough drugs, you'll think you're magic.
exactly. Maybe it'll open something.
Well,
That's the whip.
You have also talked us out of a good number of scrapes, and that has nothing to do with any sword or ball or what have you.
Sword, glove, what's the difference at the moment?
There's,
course.
I don't think there's anything wrong with utilizing tools to help get you where you are, and maybe you're just at a place now where you don't need those things.
perhaps. But you have saved my skin, and I will be here if I can to save yours.
Well,
Second mate.
Captain.
So, enough about me. Let's go
Find
to
you
a
a
city
sword.
where elves and dwarves mingle, shall we?
Before we go, can I just, out of morbid curiosity, could
If you make a comment about my strength, I might
I
throw you in the
will.
lava.
You couldn't, but. But
We have a fire extinguisher in the studio. I'm on fire.
could you just because I'm curious, how would you say the words that are spelled ELDRI Geblast? How would you pronounce that? How would you say those words?
Eldritch Blast.
Blast, no! Well, hell. I missed the old way you said it.
Oh, nice.
Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, that's better. You just sort of, you drew it out a little
You do know
longer, though.
I can't do it though, right? I
The
can't-
blast?
Yeah.
But you could say it
I'll
the way I
say
like it.
Just for you.
Okay.
And you are very good with accents.
I'm okay.
That's a skill.
Some are better.
What else you got? Maybe later.
Since you're using your fake accent as your real accent, and then your real accent as your fake accent when you talk to people, does that mean you're gonna like switch it up now, and we're gonna like hear old school Fjord, or I guess technically like middle Fjord before we knew Fjord, and then we got the Fjord.
Should we
Right?
go?
Yeah, let's go.